It's the Orioles on Masson, and here in Birdland, summer has returned. A warm, humid night here at the ballpark. Blue Jays are in town for the first of three. These teams are going to see a lot of one another over the next couple of weeks. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles trying to get out of this losing streak, Yankees did the 4 number on them, and now the Orioles against a Toronto team against whom they have won only one game this season. Toronto seems to have their number, but most of that has come in Toronto. So can they get it done here? It's a little different look team now for the Orioles because they have added speed. That showed up in the ball game last night against the Yankees, even though the Orioles lost. Look at the stolen bases that they picked up, and they did so relatively easily. VR for one adds real speed. He loves to go. Yankees knew he was going to try. They couldn't get him. Chase Peterson, not once, but twice. Peterson would end up down at second base with stolen bases, and Craig Gentry was going to join the crew as well. This Orioles speed is something Buck has wanted for a while. He says, well, we got it. I'm going to use it. Here's the base stealing breakdown. You haven't even got Cedric Mullins going yet. What he's been doing is bunting to get on base. Peterson, VR, Gentry, they are putting up the numbers 28 out of 7 for them. And last year, you compare that to a total of just 32 for the whole team, caught stealing 13 times. So Jim Palmer, Buck has said before, I wish I had some speed to use. He does.
Yeah, and I think collectively, 48 steals for the season, so 16 higher than last year. But you also hope, if you're Buck Showalter, and of course, I hope it as a former pitcher, if you're an Oriole fan, you hope that translates to better defense because, we've seen Mullins, as you mentioned, he can get on. There is no such thing as a routine two-hopper because he can run. So hopefully he'll play center field. You get Adam Jones to right field. And again, VR looks like he can play second or shortstop, Gary. So again, you have good coaches. Bobby Dixon, one of the best infield coaches. You're hoping that he's going to help him play second base, turn the double play. We've already seen an improvement with Nunez. And he even runs pretty well for a guy that they expect to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
What about David Hess? This is one of the many players, particularly in the pitching department, the Orioles really want to take a look at. What do you see? Well,
I see a kid that, first of all, he's very intelligent. He doesn't have overwhelming stuff. So he's going to pitch his average fastball, is about 91.5, a couple miles lower than the league average. But after that game in Texas, they went over every pitch, and they said, what was you trying to do? Look how you came out of your windup. So his last 3 starts, it hasn't translated to any wins, but he's pitched real well. And I think one of the hardest things to do back-to-back games against a team like Toronto. Again, the last game was marvelous. 1 pitch, a slider in the 7th inning with 2 outs to Morales, who's hit, home runs in 7 straight games. So hopefully he'll be able to pitch as well. And even more hopefully for him, he'll get some run support.
Did you mind going back-to-back games like he's going to have to do against the same ball club?
No, I think it's a test, though. Obviously they're going to adjust. And I think, of course, one of the things, everybody talks, Gary, about, it doesn't matter what you do the 3rd time through the order because we're going to go to the bullpen. I think you pride yourself if you're going to be a good starting pitcher. And I know David knows what he needs to do, but tonight's going to be, can he do the things he did well in Toronto? Dan Bellino is a home plate umpire, very wide strike zone. So we'll see again if they make any adjustments. And of course, he's going to have to use his secondary pitches. And if he does that, he could have another good outing.
All right, let's see what happens here tonight as he will be on the mound. And the Orioles and Toronto will begin their 3-game set. And the O's hope this one shows up as a W. lesson is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by the hotels at BWI.com. Minutes from BWI Marshall, Amtrak, and Interstate 95. Discover the convenience of the hotels at BWI.com. Back here at the ballpark against a Toronto team, some really amazing numbers head-to-head against the Orioles this season. They've won 12 of the 13 games played, and there's nothing even close to being equal. Take a look at the batting average, the run per games, doubled. Runner and scoring position numbers, one of the worst for the Orioles against any opponent this year, one of the best for Toronto against any opponent. And the Jays have been hitting the home runs. They have doubled up in the home run department against the Orioles on the season, so that means that ERA has to also be just about double and in favor of Toronto. Again, though, remember, most of this was done in games played in Toronto. Let's see if it makes a difference playing here at Camden Yards. And we get ready for this one by looking at our game time temperature, brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. Right back into the middle of summer today and tomorrow. It is 88 degrees. Humidity is way up and headed even higher. No breeze at the moment here at the ballpark. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Granderson, McKenny, Morales, Smoke, Grichuk, Diaz, the Martin, Maley, and Travis, Kendrys Morales, American League Player of the Week, and looking for a home run record tonight.
And David Hess trying to win his first game since the 25th of May. Pitched really well the last time, only the one run, a slider in the middle of the plate with 2 outs in the 7th inning. But as you said, that happened up in Toronto. So again, 4-pitch pitcher. You can see the slider probably that important because that's the best of his secondary pitches when he commands it. And again, the numbers have come down. I mean, he's pitched well last 3 starts, but again, not a lot of run support. Only 2.88 on the year, which is under 3 runs a game. Obviously tough to win with those kind of numbers.
So looking at the run support, we always talk about that with the Orioles starters. He's been down as low as any. When he's in a ball game, the Orioles have scored 1.77 runs per game while he's actually pitching. That is not going to get you a win, but he's held the Orioles in. Ready to go. Here's Curtis Granderson, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball, and we are underway. Granderson getting the start in right field. Nemesis for the Orioles over his very fine career with the Yankees. Now here, believe it or not, with all of the numbers that have been put up by the Toronto batters, Granderson leads Toronto this year in RBIs against the Orioles. He's got 10 on the season. 2-0 count. Hess delivery to him. He'll take the pitch. That'll be down low, 3-0.
Yeah, we talked in the opening about the big strike zone in his last start, and even that 1-0 pitch, if it goes the other way, it's 1-1. Instead, it's 2-0. Then you try to be perfect, get into this 3-0 count. And you're talking about a guy, when you talk about Curtis Granderson, it's been up over 7,000 times.
And doesn't swing very often at pitches that aren't in the strike zone.
Well, he'll look fastball right here, and then of course for David, you could still throw it, but go right to the glove.
3-1 delivery on the way, and Granderson will put it up in the air. Shallow right. They had the full shift on, and that'll be handled, called off. Jones comes in to get it. Granderson out of there.
Take a look at the Orioles defense here at Camden Yards. Peterson and Mullins and Jones. Adam has moved to right field. Nunez, Beckham, Villar, Davis, and then Caleb Joseph at the catch last night behind the plate again.
And here is Billy McKenny, one of the young players that Blue Jays are taking a look at. He did a number in the Orioles, 2 for 6, a home run, 3 RBIs in the last series in Toronto. Pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Kenny's got power, doesn't get cheated on the swings. He went 0 for 3 off Hess in that game in Toronto, but batting .370 in 10 games since his call up.
Yeah, and those 3 home runs, he doesn't have to pull them. I mean, 2 of those home runs left center field in the mezzanine in Toronto over the weekend against the Phils.
He was in the Brandon Drury deal in exchange for Jay Happ with the Yankees, and obviously a prime piece of that for John Gibbons Ball Club, as they hope he is going to become one of their future regulars in the outfield. That one will be fouled back. He makes the start in left field tonight, but he has played all of the outfield positions along the way in pro ball. 2 ball 1 strike count.
Well, just turned 24, Gary, and he's already been with 4 different clubs. Yeah, I think you always have value when you're a first rounder, and that was what he was. Oakland back in 2013, but with the Cubs, the Yankees, and now the Blue Jays.
Off-speed delivery is going to miss a pie by David, and the count will go to 3-1. Second straight start and the third of his career against Toronto. 0-1 mark in those starts. His career mark 2-8. Obviously all coming this year. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery lifted in the air to center field. Hit it on the button. Cedric Mullins will go back and haul it in.
Yeah, it seems because he's such a fleet center fielder, it's a routine play, but that ball knuckled. Anytime it knuckles. And of course, the center of attention tonight is stepping to the plate right now.
So Kendrys Morales looking to continue the consecutive games with a home run mark. He is one shy of the record held by Long, Mattingly, and Ken Griffey Jr. And of course, he has done it against the Orioles, part of the streak in the games that were played there. Morales on the year, 5 home runs against the Orioles, leads the team in that department, and is hitting .410. That's his batting average against the Orioles this year. We'll see whether or not he can tie the major league mark for home runs in consecutive games. 1-1.
Yeah, the amazing when you go back and look at the highlights of the 7, they're all directions. Breaking balls, fastballs, left center, right center, straightaway center, a couple down the line and right. There's a hanging right there that might have been number 8. But take a look. This is 2 outs the last time, and again, he's got 2 strikes. You can see the target in the middle of the plate. Ball ends up there, and that is the only run that David Hess gives up. Castro would come in and give up some more, but at that point it was 1-0 deficit.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and he reaches to protect on that one. Yeah, great start for Hess in that ball game against Toronto. 1 run, 3 hits, 7 innings, a career high 7 innings, and also the 7 strikeouts, a new career high for him. A tough game to walk away from and lose the game with just having given up that 1 home run. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Morales with 2 down and nobody on. Outfield deep, shaded to left. He'll fight another one off the other way. Obviously, just making tons of contact, seeing the ball well. Not only do you have the home run streak, but you got that 10-game hit streak also going. And over the games, his batting average during the home run streaks 500. Jeepers creepers.
Yeah, and again, he started out, what, 178 in April with a home run, getting booed after hitting 28 home runs last year.
1-2, and that's about the 3rd time now he's reached for pitches that Hess has made close enough to get him to swing. Can't drive it, so he fouls it off.
Well, David Hess has a little extra on that fastball here in the 1st inning. Like we said, average fastball right between 91 and 92. We already saw he got Granderson out in a hitter's count. 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
Waiting here in a 1-ball, 2-strike delivery and a breaking ball. This has been the inning for David Hess that has given him the most trouble in terms of runs scored. 10 first inning runs allowed by David. Here at home, he's 1-3, 1-5 on the road. ERA here at home over 6. 2-2 delivery to him, and he gets him. Good breaking ball off speed, and Morales is retired. Good start for Hess. Sets him down 1-2-3. The Orioles lineup coming up. Had a chance to meet them as they came by. Where are they from?
Well, they're from Ruxton.
Ruxton.
A little suburb out here.
Okay, very good. Real nice young man, and mom on hand for the ball game tonight. Take a look at the starting lineup. Brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Mullins, VR, Jones, Davis, Mancini, Beckham, Nunez, Peterson, and Joseph. Cedric Mullins in August.
Woohoo. And Sam Gaviglio, well, he's looking for back-to-back wins, and he's going to do it against the Orioles. We talked about Hess had his first or his last win was what, the 25th of May. The same with Gaviglio until he beat the Orioles up in Toronto. Gaviglio, and so he comes out of the trade at the end of spring training. So he's been around a little bit. Sinker, slider, occasional changeup, strike thrower.
Throws as many first pitch strikes as anyone in the majors in the chances he has had this year. So we saw the Orioles against him in Toronto. When they came to the plate, they were coming ready to swing. In at third base, Martin. Here's another thing that happened in Toronto. Russell Martin, the catcher, shortstop, third baseman, played third base up there. He's playing third base again here, and the Orioles challenged him. He hasn't had that many starts there, so the Orioles laid down a number of bunts, or attempted to do so, and really forced him to play in against almost everybody for the whole game. Down short. This is going to be a long throw. Diaz up. And a good one to get him.
Yeah, well, Diaz, we saw him play up in Toronto. He played third. He can play all over. Comes out of the Cardinal organization. And, boy, you better hurry. And that's exactly what he does. Strong, accurate, on-the-run throw. Gets to it quickly. Cut off the angle. And then the bang-bang play because, Mullins can. This is what he does. Tries to beat out routine ground balls. Really nice play there.
Real good try by Mullins on the location with the third baseman in. He tried to split the D there, get the ball by the third baseman, but Diaz was able to get to it.
One of the first really few times you see infield play straight away on a hitter.
Yeah. Yep. We don't see that very often.
And again,
here is VR.
And they do it a little bit here, too. I mean, it's pretty conventional, old school. They take away the bunt. By Martin playing in at third and everybody else, maybe a little bit to the opposite field in the outfield, but the infield pretty much straight away.
Went 0 for 3 against him. Let's take a look at our StatCast AI powered by AWS. That's good old-fashioned D right there. Now you got the big gap in right center. They don't play him to pull as Grichuk, the center fielder, moves over a couple of steps to left. And that pitch will be taken for a strike. VR trying to get out of an 0 for 13 that he is in right now. He did not have a hit, as we said, in that last ball game against Gaviglio in Toronto. 0 for 3. And the pitch taken inside. Right-hander's not going to overpower you. Will throw a lot of strikes, and will throw all that off-speed stuff. Orioles next couple of games are going to see off-speed pitchers.
Yeah, and a couple of lefties after this. And of course, he can pitch inside, right where Maley's going, and get a running back. You give up on it a little bit. We saw him do that in Toronto, and he's got a change up. He can go to the outside corner, and then he's got a slider that comes right off that two-seamer. So again, he's been around, as we mentioned, and you're always looking for pitching. And they got him on, and this is his 18th start. Actually 19th start of the year.
3-2 delivery on the way and a check swing. That went over the head of everybody. Ball 4. So he is on. Intended to try and hit that. Didn't. Fortunate for him.
There's your defense. McKinney, Grichuk, Granderson, Martin, Diaz, Travis Smoke around the infield, and then Maley doing the catching.
So here's the first running situation of the ball game, and the Orioles doing a lot of that. 4 stolen bases against the Yankees in the ball game last night. VR one of them, and he loves to run. So he is on with Adam Jones up. Gaviglio, 11 out of 15 stolen bases against him, while Maley behind the plate, little below average, 33% throwing out base stealers. Big lead. Fakes the go. Adam will take the pitch for a strike. Adam had a 2 for 6 against Gaviglio in the game in Toronto. A lot of room between first and second, with Smoke holding the bag. VR takes as big a lead as you're ever going to see in the majors in this day and age.
Well, he's very comfortable. I mean, 2 years ago, 62, led the National League.
And almost like he knew he was going to throw over there, so he didn't go anywhere. About 2 steps off the bag.
Well, speed does add, a little bit more pressure on both the catcher, on the infielders. The ability, again, to get 90 feet closer to scoring.
He's got the big lead again. There he goes. Oh, Lord, what a jump. And it'll be fouled back by Adam, who tried to drive it into right field. He had it that time. He was halfway down, and the ball was not halfway to the plate.
Well, what you try to do is either you throw over, you step off, but the last thing you want to do is to have a good base runner get a running lead, and that's exactly what he had. And he was moving, didn't stop him.
He's only been caught a couple of times this year overall in the season. 19 out of 21 stealing bases. VR. 0-2 not going. Adam, a broken back ground ball is going to go to short. Diaz relay over to first base in plenty of time by Travis, and they get the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Zip zip after one.
What 24 out of the 46 runs were the home runs, and of course if you look at the Red Sox, again, they, of course, the best offensive team in the American League, maybe baseball. So again, they've kind of roughed him up, and in 5 home runs in those 2 starts, and against Tampa Bay and Toronto, much more comfortable.
How about the Red Sox swept by Tampa Bay? They've lost 6 of 8. The lead now is cut to 6. It is the smallest lead Red Sox have had over the Yankees in the last 4.5 weeks. Last 8 games, their pitching staff's ERA is 6.5. Price has had the only good start for the Red Sox over that span, and the team's hitting .251 over 8 games.
Well, they've made it exciting. Yankees have played well.
Yes, they have. They have done that.
Well, they have, yeah. And then,
not sure they wanted that, but that's what they've done.
Well, it's good for baseball. Maybe
here is Smoke, and he'll foul it off.
Maybe not good if you're a Red Sox fan.
No,
Red Sox Nation, they're not celebrating this.
And they got 6 games left, Yankees, Red Sox, I believe, on the season. So that will be exciting. Pedroia is now talking about coming back. He wants to get back. Said today in the Boston papers that he's going to make an attempt to get on the roster and be ready to play. 1-1 delivery on the way. I think the Red Sox are a little less sure of that.
Yeah. Well, you're going to miss what, 5 months? I mean, he played 2 or 3 games and then had to leave. They traded for Ian Kinsler. I mean, you got to, we know that Dustin has a huge heart, but it's maybe not as practical as he. Yeah. And they'll make that decision.
Yep. 2-ball, 2-strike count taken here. Red Sox are off today, by the way. They've got 2 games at home against Miami. Then they go back on the road for play the 4th place White Sox. 2-2 delivery, and that'll be fouled off. Smoke leading it off here. He is 5th in walks. Has been able to pick up on the on-base percentage by picking up those free passes. Switch hitter with power in this lineup against Hess. Smoke is 0 for 6 in his chances against the Orioles starter. 2-2 delivery, and that will be strike three called as it cut across the inside corner. Smoke wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's how Morales struck out to end the first inning. Perfect slider. We talked about, we kind of put the circle on it. He throws higher percentage of fastball, and you can see that. And again, it's the whole ball does not have to be on the plate. It's just the edge. He got edged pretty much as Morales did.
Yep. So one away, a couple of strikeouts in a row for Hess. Here's Grichuk getting the start in center field. Pilar simply getting a rest in this one. Grichuk and he have been playing some duties out there. Pilar's the regular. Got power, the 18 home runs he has put up, and he certainly has played well against the Orioles. Good breaking ball down and away.
Well, hit one yesterday, and it was on the bad breaking ball. Hanging slider, smoke to the left center. Of course, he came over from the Cardinals. Well, they got some pretty athletic guys over there. You know, Piscotty went to Oakland. He's having a really good year for them.
He'll miss outside with that. But Grichuk's hitting .341 against the Orioles with 4 home runs, so way above his numbers overall.
Well, he was hurt in spring training, so he got off to a slow start. There is Kevin Pilar, and one of the better defenders, center fielders in baseball.
1-2 delivery. A fastball will be up high. Got it up at 94 miles an hour. Grichuk is an extra base hitter, and that's what he's been doing of late. 18 extra base hits, 17 RBIs, last 34 games. 2-ball, 2-strike count on him. That'll be foul back and out of play. It's interesting in the games played. Now, this is game number 14 these teams have played for Grichuk. Virtually all of his offense against the Orioles was generated in Toronto. He's only had 5 at bats here at Camden Yards in his whole career, and he's 1 for 5. 2-ball, 2-strike count, and another good off-speed delivery and way out in front.
Yeah, you look at the highest whiff percentage. It's on the slider. 25% of the swing and misses from David Hess are on this pitch right here. And that's not the perfect slider because he stays up a little bit, but the speed and then the location out towards the corner of the plate, swings right through it.
Aledmys Diaz will come to the plate. He too with big numbers against the Orioles. .362 this year. And he will take a breaking ball for a strike. David Hess early on here, now only 5 hitters, but really mixing it up speed wise and hitting the spots. Diaz has got a 5-game hit streak coming into this. He's had a great second half, .298 since the All-Star break, and has sparkled in the field, whether he has been at third or short.
Well, another player that comes out of the Cardinal organization, and 2 years ago when he was healthy, I mean, he had what, 17 home runs. So it's not like they didn't know he had power. John Gibbons looking on.
1-1 delivery on the way. Tried to wait on it, but couldn't wait long enough. Got way under it to center field. Cedric Mullins on the rainmaker, waits, puts it away. 6 in a row retired by Hess, including 3 strikeouts. Clarissa Chase from Brandywine. 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs going up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And Clarissa, good luck. A couple of ball clubs who have hit a lot of home runs on the year. Now that is a grouping. That was a grouping of magnificent men and their flying machines sitting together watching a game. Unbelievable. Just tell by the shirts.
Yeah, those shirts wick, by the way. I don't know if you
They wick?
that. They wick.
Really?
Well, you know, the new fabrics now.
Yeah, they're very comfortable shirts. Of course, what matters is style, because you know who you are. You know that. 0-1 count. Davis will go to the gap. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Granderson surrounded that one. Didn't feel as though he could make the catch. So leadoff single.
Yeah, Gaviglio struck him out the first 3 times up here, but it's just, a little slider, kind of spins, and the one thing about Chris Davis, you could see he's been able to track the ball a little bit better. I mean, again, with his strength, hits with one hand, doesn't matter. And of course, Granderson says he just circled it. I'm not going to let it get by me.
He was deep anyway, and he knew he wasn't going to catch it. Here's Trey Mancini. Infield was set at double play depth. He had a couple of hits, 6 at bats off Gaviglio, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. Trey working in the DH role tonight. Orioles continue to shuffle roles, wanting to keep Mancini in. He's been one of the Orioles' hottest hitters second half of the season. Also wanting to get a look in the outfield, the likes of Jace Peterson once in a while. That ball in the air to right. Granderson will come over near the line and in. Through the haze. He puts that one away. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
Well, take a look again. I mean, this is, at home, loves the Rogers Center. On the road, look at that ERA. So again, his last home or road win was against the Phillies. That's all the way back on the 25th of May. And again, the numbers, I mean, whip, walks and hits per innings dramatically up, strikeouts down. I'm sure you can throw some run support in there. Not as good on the road.
Gaviglio has been kind of a 50-50 ground ball fly ball pitcher, a little bit more on the fly ball side. Runner off first base. Breaking ball is going to get away. Runner's going to go. Maley wasn't sure where that ended up. So that will take away the double play. Davis will move down on the 3rd wild pitch of the year by Gaviglio.
Yeah, he's not able to shovel it out in front, and of course, he tries to block it off the heel of the glove, and it's going to shoot from this angle right towards us. Going to come right over this way, and then nice read, nice primary, then secondary lead by Chris Davis. So now within 180 feet, scoring the first Oriole run. Well, you made a great point. They lost 10 in a row this year up at Toronto, so maybe it'll be a different ball club here.
Certainly have chances. They got all these games left here, this series, and another one to come against the Jays.
So 0-10 and 1-2 here, chance, and then. As a team, 231 runners in scoring position. You can certainly up that just by simply getting hits.
Beckham's going to true that right here. He's hitting 217 in these situations. 2-0 delivery on the way. Gaviglio will come inside to him. Tim had a home run against Gaviglio in Toronto, picking up a couple of hits, 2 for 8 overall, and 1 home run against the 28-year-old right-hander. Gaviglio has 7 wins, 11 losses in his career. Not a lot of major league chances. 95 innings worked so far this year. They will keep an eye on him since he has not gone deep in ball games. Pete Walker, their pitching coach. 3-0 count. Green light. Yes. And it's 3-1.
Yeah, I think if you watch him pitch, Buck Showalter saying, hey, you know what, we get into these counts, maybe we can get a sinker. Maybe it won't move as much because the ball was running all over the place, and then he mixed up his other 2 pitches, the slider and the changeup. And then, of course, by the 5th inning, they'd already gotten to 8 runs. So that certainly helps.
It's a lot of pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oof. Well, that's why that wild pitch, an extra 90 feet, puts pressure right here.
3-1 delivery on the way, and Beckham will fight off a breaking ball that was moving down and in. Tim has hit just .212 in the month of August. Trying to pick that pace up a little bit. Lifetime against Toronto. One of the better averages he has had against an Eastern Division opponent. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. They shade towards right in the outfield. Grishik, center fielder, move that way. Full count delivery on the way. Ground ball, little hole over there. Knocked down, throw, and he got him. What a fine play made right there by Devon Travis as he denies him a base hit and an RBI.
Well, run saver right here. I mean, that ball hit sharply, and he's able to sprawl out and from his knees. There's Beckham, you could see him. You know, not a base stealer, but usually, I mean, the ball awaits. You come out of the box well. He does everything to try to get a base hit, but Travis says no.
There's a big defensive play early in the ball game, and now there are 2 down with a runner at third. And that will bring up Nunez. Beckham was flying. 1 for 6 for Nunez off this right-hander. That'll be foul back. The Orioles had moved up to the 13th spot in the American League in average with runners in scoring position. They are back down now, tied for last, hitting at .231. And one of the biggest drops this year has been these situations. With a runner in scoring position, 2 out, they are hitting .197. And last year they hit .275. 0-1 delivery on the way. Breaking ball. It tied him up, but it's going to miss.
Yeah, one of those numbers that's hard to duplicate or replicate from year to year. I mean, they hit 222. I think the month of September still ended up hitting 287 collectively for the year. They were well over 290 going into the month of September, and in the wild card race.
Yeah, way over the average in those numbers. In the air, left field, got a lot of it. Going back, does it have legs? No. Shy of the warning track, it went off the end of the bat, and McKinney goes over to get it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Scoreless. The week, take a look at our East Wins page. How about Blake Snell? 14 consecutive games at the Trop, allowing 1 or no earned runs. That's the longest such streak since 1913 in the majors. 16 wins, 4th most for any Rays pitcher in a season. 17 starts this season, allowing 1 run or less, and a 3-0 record and a 1.08 ERA against Boston. No other major league pitcher with at least 3 starts against Boston has an ERA under 4. And Blake Snell, if you talk to a lot of baseball people, would go, who? Blake Snell.
Well, he's got a chance. You know, Sale, of course, the only guy with a lower ERA.
That one hit to center field, and it's 400 feet away, but catchable, and Martin is retired.
Yeah, Chris Sale, a little bit under 2 runs a game at 197, but on the DL for the 2nd time.
And Snell had the audacity to say yesterday, I think we still got a chance at a wild card spot. And he was serious. Now they do. They'll have to have one of the best runs in baseball history to get there, but they do have an outside shot because of the way they're playing at home. Here is Luke Maile. Maley's only had one at bat against Hesse. He is 0 for 1. And the pitch, a strike on the outside corner.
Well, they're 9 back of Oakland, and then they hold the second wild card. The Yankees at 47 losses. It's an amazing story when you look at what Kevin Cash has been able to do down there.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, they traded away because they were a home run team. I mean, everybody seemed to get traded away. Longoria to the Giants. You know, Morrison left as a free agent. Dickerson went to the Pirates. He put him on waivers and then made a trade.
That should be a base hit, and Will falls in. There's a shot off the end of the bat. Didn't hit it very hard. Maley's got it a single, and there is hit number 1 for the Blue Jays. The Orioles invite fans to step into the ring and enjoy WWE Birdland Mania at the ballpark on Wednesday, September 19. These Jays are going to be here. You can choose between 2 special ticket packages with both options, including a Birdland Mania bobblehead. Runner on, 1 down, 3rd inning. Travis 0 for 3 against Hess. Maley, not a base stealer, over there first. And the pitch will be a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, that's what David Hess could. I mean, it was almost automatic up in Toronto. Well, you like to throw that low and away fastball. I mean, early on he was trying to do it, kind of coming out of his windup.
Travis struggling mightily, 1 for 25. He's been in that number 9 spot. Trying to get the bat going, foul away.
Yeah, that last hit, probably that home run off of Castro in Toronto. Well, high ball hitter, you know, his power's up and away. We saw that early on when he first came up. You know, one of those young kids, Brooke Jacoby looking on, hitting instructor. And Travis having trouble staying healthy. Shoulders, knees.
It's been a problem for more than one Blue Jay. Tulowitzki and Donaldson being the 2 most notable. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's way up. The play made by Caleb Joseph going up to get that. Donaldson, by the way, in the Toronto papers cleared up what started rumors. His locker got cleared out over the weekend. Everything was taken out, and everybody said, he's been traded. And Donaldson immediately said, no, I haven't.
Not yet.
I just want to get ready for rehab, and I wanted my stuff, so I asked the team to pack it up so I could have it. At first base, it'll be put away, so that probably means he'll be traded tomorrow. Travis is retired. Go to masson.me/enter to submit today's word of the day. Safe, for a chance to win a meet and greet with Adam Jones. Brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, your workers' compensation insurance company. There is Adam out there in right field. Just kidding on Donaldson. They do want to get him back in the roster, though, because they want to trade him.
Yeah. Can you hurry up, get healthy, because he's only played in 36 games.
Yeah.
So Josh takes his stuff home and secretly in his garage or maybe in a dark closet examines his stuff.
Oh, well.
But they do miss him. I mean, hit a home run since he's been with the Jays. He's hit a home run a little bit over once every 15 at bats. That's it.
And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Curtis Granderson flying out his first time up. Runner on at first base. If I remember right, I think Donaldson's played 36 games this year. Yep.
Yeah, he had the last year had a calf problem. This year the other calf. And just cannot stay healthy in a free agent year.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Almost clipped him on the way by. Granderson likes to lean in, gets away.
Well, he's trying to take away the outside corner, and of course he's got the armament. Well, maybe he doesn't. Actually, he's one of the few guys that hangs over the plate that doesn't actually. Maybe he has a pad there. I can't see it though.
Doesn't look like it.
I mean, out and away. I mean, you think the ball down and away, it better be on the corner. And right there, he just lays off the one up and away.
So a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Granderson. Maley with a single is on at first base. This team accounts for 46.5% of its runs on home runs. They're a ball club that drives the ball deep, and they also do well with runners in scoring position. That's why they're able to score some runs. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Runner not going anywhere. In the air, center field, right at Cedric. He's got it for the out. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Peterson will lead it off in the 3rd coming up. In on the end of August and what they've done home and road. See the offensive numbers a bit better, and it's significantly better in terms of giving you a chance to win at home than on the road. You got to get over that 4 run per game mark. The home runs, not a big difference there. Starter ERA, a little better here at home too, and the reliever ERA about the same in both places. So not a significant difference, and that's why the record at home, the Orioles have won 21. They have won 16 on the road. UMBC, their hat night here at the ballpark. One of the college nights tonight, and UMBC being recognized. So those are all the yellow caps the fans have on here at the ballpark. Here's Jace Peterson, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Joseph is in the top of the order. Mullins coming up. First time Peterson has faced this right-hander.
Yeah, the ability to pitch to contact. You look at all his numbers through the minor leagues. Or Gavilio, I mean, not an overpowering guy. One of those guys that's almost a hit per inning. Not a guy that strikes out 1 per inning, but he makes you put the ball in play, and he keeps the ball in the ballpark.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strike count, and that gives him a chance. Against the Orioles in that start on the 20th of July, he had his longest outing, 7 2/3 innings. Set a career high in that ball game against the Orioles with 8 strikeouts. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and the off-speed pitch will miss up high. Talked about his first pitch strikes. Exact number on that. He's 10th in the league, 65.7%. 65.7% first pitch strikes. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that'll be a souvenir.
Well, every pitching coach says the most important pitch, of course, is can you throw strike 1? So he must have paid attention to that meeting, and then he can do it. And how do you do it? You have a good windup. You have a windup you can repeat. You have a windup where your lines are pretty good. You don't try to overthrow, because he knows he's going to pitch between 87 and maybe 90. That probably he'll max out at 90, and he'll change speeds. And why try to throw any harder, because it doesn't work.
Chopped that one towards second. That was a slow roller. So Travis flips it with the glove, and Peterson is retired. The Athletics going to visit Oriole Park September 11th through the 13th. Another exciting team. And on Thursday, September 13th, all fans get the Orioles This Is Birdland t-shirt. For tickets, go to Orioles.com. Andrew Kashner having a little fun over there. Not sure what it's about, but they're clearly into it. And the pitch taken down low. No, in there for a strike. Caleb Joseph. Caleb a 1 for 6 off Gavilio. Caleb will take that and get a base hit. He had one he could get the bat on, and did. And so a single with 1 away. The Orioles' second hit of the ball game.
Now, he's been talking, down to the cage. Well, things are kind of speeding up and all that. I said, here's the deal. What do you got to do when you get the 2 strikes? He said, well, cover everything. And I said, well, go up to home plate. Either look outside half or inside half till you get the 2 strikes. Maybe you'll get a pitch in the middle of the plate. That was a changeup that hung, or it ended up right in the middle of the plate. And I said, and then don't hit it at anybody. So he paid attention.
That's always a good idea, actually, isn't it? Do not hit the ball at anybody. And a bunt, trying to get a base hit. Again, Russell Martin, the throw. Wow, he has done a great job down there at third base. He played in. That's about as good a bunt as you're going to be able to lay down, and that was for bunting for a base hit.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, Pete Rose playing the Yankees with Mickey Rivers up. He would play maybe even closer. But he really does play this game well. I mean, as you mentioned, he's playing in, so he doesn't have to come that far. But again, that's not a bad bunt. Now, it serves 2 purposes. You'd probably give him a sacrifice, even though he was bunting for a base hit. But it does get the runner, even though there's now 2 outs, into scoring position. When you're not scoring a lot of runs, which is kind of what the Orioles are doing, maybe you get a big hit here.
So VR will try and pick up the RBI. 18th game at third base, by the way, for Russell Martin. 2 down, runner at second, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Drew a walk his first time to the plate. Only one issued so far to the Orioles. Villar with an 0 for 13. Base hit here would take care of the 0 for and pick up an RBI. Good secondary lead for Caleb Joseph. 0-1 delivery on the way and over the top of that one. So he'll get ahead on the count 0-2. And Villar will have to protect and look for contact here. He's hitting .254 in these situations. Look back and the 0-2 delivery on the way and a chopper that hit him in the batter's box. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Hazy night with all the humidity here at the ballpark. David Hess hoping for a little run support.
Yeah, one of those nights. Yeah,
in.
you come out of the kind of the tunnel coming into the dugout, and your sunglasses fog up. You think you're back in Florida with the humidity. It said it was only 68%, but it
feels more.
Yeah, it certainly does.
0-2 the count with 2 down. Yeah, we'll take it. Pickoff throw down. No chance. Dangerous throw. Maley willing to make it. Had the back up there.
Well, he also takes any potential strike away by standing up right in front of the umpire. And you know, I think it's one of those, you know, things. Well, maybe I can pick him off, but that, I think he was just trying to strike him out up and in. And
1 ball, 2 strike count. Diaz will move a little closer to Caleb Joseph now to hold him. Scoreless ball game. Long look and a 1-2 delivery on the way, and it hits him. He'll pick it up and get the out, but is he okay? Gaviglio taking the shot, and the dive made. The Orioles are going to take a look at this on the video, so they'll hold the ball game up for a moment here, see whether or not they want to challenge this. An amazing play. You see him shaking his head like I'm okay.
Oh, I think he might be safe there. Yeah, we saw him do it over the weekend, and so the rocket off part of his body, couldn't see exactly. It happened so quickly.
Orioles will challenge it.
Yeah.
So we'll go to New York for the video on this one. Joe West is the crew chief, who's down at third base. Mark Ripperger is down at first, who made the call. They'll be the 2 on the phone. Where did it hit him?
Yeah, take a look. This little slider, I mean, he just belts it. Oh, got off the, I mean, looked like the right shoulder. Great recovery, and then the shovel throw, and then he lands on his left shoulder. He's getting ready for football season right here.
Sure looked like he was safe.
Well, what's another thing is it doesn't look like the trainers even come out to see how he's feeling.
Yeah. So it'll be an infield hit. They reverse the call.
Well, he doesn't get to take warm-ups here unless you come out and say he may be injured. But why would they give him an infield or more throws at this point of the game?
Well, what we've seen all year long, Jim, and I'm not sure if there's a rule on this even.
Because of whatever,
when there's been the video, when they go back on a challenge, the pitcher can and has all year long been throwing, and that's what he is doing there. And I don't think there's any rule about yay or nay or how many.
Yeah, because he didn't even hesitate. Just Joe West, the crew chief. So rocket off your shoulder, you land on your left shoulder. A lot happened in that play.
So first and third, there are 2 down. Now again, you got the speedster on at first base. See whether or not.
Well, I think if he
use
can
it
think,
here.
Yeah, I would imagine if he thinks he can steal a base, you're going to steal it.
Adam Jones up. There are 2 down. There he goes. I mean, ooh, wow, they threw. And Joseph not going to go at third. It is a stolen base, and again, an enormous jump.
Yeah. He didn't even hesitate. And, again, you're running on the pitcher. Maley doesn't even look. And he just throws through because he knows there's not a lot of speed at third with Caleb Joseph. Quick tag by Travis, not in time.
So Villar picks up the stolen base. Continues to really do an amazing job. He gets big jumps. Now a base hit can put a couple of runs in. Adam Jones had a chance. Hit into a double play in the first inning. 0-1 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss, and a breaking ball down and away, and the count will go to 0-2.
Yeah, that's the pitch that he rolled over on the double play. And you know, sometimes, again, he's got a pretty good slider. You just don't pick it up. You don't pick up the spin, and the good one is hard to do because the spin's so tight.
Adam, I think 257 in these situations on the year.
And then Gaviglio 304, which is not a good number.
Very high. 0-2 count, 2 down. Orioles looking for that big hit. Gaviglio's delivery, and he put the ball up, and it will be fouled back into the seats by Adam. For Adam, this has been a tough year against this ball club, hitting only 174 against Toronto pitching. He's not had a home run against them this year, and he has had 35 long balls against the Jays in his career. They've held him down this year.
Well, he's hoping for a hanger right here. And again, the pitches that have given him trouble are those blown away sliders.
And that's close, but not quite. So the count will go to 1-2. Gaviglio having to work hard here in the second and third innings. Orioles had a leadoff single, left a runner at third. Second inning here, they've had a 1-out single, and that reverse call at first, stolen base. 1-2 delivery on the way, and up, trying to get him to chase, wouldn't do it. 2-2.
Yeah, Gaviglio all the way through his minor leagues. I mean, very good numbers as far as walks to innings pitched. So he's a control guy. You can see the
walk strikeout ratio is, if you do strikeouts first, 3-1 this year.
Now he's almost 9. Yeah, strikeouts almost 9 for 9 innings.
2-2 is going to go to third base. Play's got to be at first. Martin will make the throw over and will get the out. So the Orioles already just 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They leave 2 on here. Brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Game 2 of this 3-game set will be coming up tomorrow night. 6:30 O's Extra, 7 o'clock ball game on Masson. Thomas Pannone, Orioles faced him in Toronto, 1-0. And it looks like Josh Rogers will be called up to make the start for the Orioles. That is the expectation at this moment. He was acquired from the Yankees in the Britton deal and is expected to be here for the start tomorrow.
A left-handed pitcher that apparently changes speeds well. Not an overpowering guy, but neither is Pannone. Both much a little bit of his game. Pitched very well against the Orioles.
So a scoreless ball game. Go to the top half of the fourth inning. And a pitch taken for a strike. Very familiar to the ball game these two pitches started in Toronto the last time they worked. Neither team being able to do much offensively early on in the game. McKinney flying out to center field his first time up. Dangerous power hitter. Pitch will be taken away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count. McKinney's put up some good numbers for the ball club since joining them. Reached base in all 8 of the games that he has played in at the major league level. Making his debut. That one ripped. That's going to go into the corner. That'll be at least a double. Adam Jones will chase it down. Plays it off the wall. McKinney's looking back. He'll stop at second base. And a leadoff double.
Well, that's what the Jays are looking for anytime you're in a 0-0 game or a tied game going to the 4th inning. It looks like a little breaking ball. Hooks it down into the corner. An automatic double. 103 miles per hour off the bat. See Adam Jones gets down on it, but too much speed. Easy double.
McKinney picking up his 3rd double. He's got 3 home runs as well for extra base hits. Now Morales. Scoreless ball game. Runner at second base. Just the 2nd hit picked up by the Blue Jays. Andres Morales. The outfield deep on him. Infield pretty much straight up. He will go the other way, both on ground balls and fly balls. Struck out first time up.
Yeah, another hitter. They play pretty much dead straight away.
That'll go to first base. It'll be a productive out. Gets the runner moved up as Davis goes to Hess on the coverage, and there's 1 down. White Sox are coming to Oriole Park September 14 through 16. On Saturday, September 15, the first 15,000 fans, 15 and over, will receive an Orioles lightweight hoodie. For tickets, Orioles.com. Justin Smoke, strikeout victim, his first time up. Infield will be drawn in. Runner on at third base and 1 away. Smoke 298 with runners in scoring position this year, and a lot of room with that infield drawn in. He was called out on strikes his first time up. Pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike. Smoke generally has big years against the Orioles, but he hasn't this year. He's hit 119. 1 home run, 2 RBIs against the O's. Hess with the 0-1. Inside outside misses. 1-1.
Yeah, sliders in, fastballs away. Of course, 127 strikeouts. Actually make it 128 because of the first strikeout, and that's, if you're David, you'd love to, with the infield in, pop them up, strike them out. Just trying to get the ball in the air somewhere.
Outfield's got to play fairly deep on Smoke. 1-1 delivery, an off-speed pitch. That's about as slow as he's brought one in. 72 on that one.
And there's your sacrifice fly line. Anything past that green line, it'll be hard to throw him. Anything in, you got a chance. It looks like McKinney has pretty good speed.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Smoke will foul it off. That big cut. Sometimes that's what happens in these situations. That's a swing that's harder than Smoke would normally give at the plate, because he wants to drive the ball so badly here with the infield drawn in to get that runner in from third. So you kind of overdo it, and that's human nature, and you got a chance to produce here. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and maybe Hess can catch him a little anxious. Runner off third base, and the pitch will be down low.
Yeah, and they try to maybe take advantage of that anxiety, get him to chase a breaking ball in the dirt, and he does it. Of course, coming off his best year ever with 38 home runs and 90 RBIs. Actually hitting better with runners in scoring position this year. But as you mentioned, Donaldson out of the lineup, so 5th in the league in walks because they pitched around a little bit more.
Dangerous bat. One of those guys you don't want to have beat you in the lineup when the ball game starts. 3-2 count. Infield stays in, and foul tipped, and that hurt. Got a piece of Caleb Joseph on the foul ball.
Yeah, another slider, and then yeah, Caleb catches. It's going to get him somewhere.
Right on the right foot. Came up wincing on that one. Scott will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. McKinney with a double he got. He's got a 4-game hit streak now. More importantly, at the moment, he's at third base with only 1 out. Hess ready with the 3-2.
And there's another, and it's a good slider.
So at least an 8-pitch at bat coming to Justin Smoke, trying to get that run in from third base. Switch hitter is from this side of the plate, 247, 252 right-handed. This is his power side. 15 of his 19 home runs hit left-handed. 3-2 delivery again, and then again he's going to fight it off.
Oh, sliders and fastballs, anything to. Again, he's going to be. I mean, a lot of really good pitches for David Hess here.
He can be struck out. 28 strikeouts now. Count will remain at 3-2. Tough take, and he got him. Thought he had the walk. Smoke was ready to go to first base. Instead, he'll go to the bench.
Yeah, David Hess doesn't throw a lot of changeups, but here is one, and it hits the corner. And I think Smoke thinks it's off the plate. Again, our pitch cast, take a look right here. And it was. None of the ball on the plate. Smoke's ready to go down. He thought he really had a good at bat, and Marty Foster helps out David Hess. You know, again, a quality pitch, though, close enough to obviously get it called.
So 2 down and a runner on at third. Grichuk to the plate, and a swing and a miss on the 80-mile-an-hour delivery. That's showing some real good off-speed pitches and their location in this ball game. Trying to get out of this after a leadoff double by McKinney. Grichuk 267 with runners in scoring position. Infield, of course, backs up with 2 down. And the pitch will miss.
Yeah, struck him out the first time on a series of sliders. Roger McDowell looking on.
Grichuk also coming in with a hot bat, 3-game hit streak. 5 hits in his last 11 at bats. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and caught the outside corner. And again at 81 miles an hour.
Yeah,
so he has thrown 93, 94, and then we even saw one at 72.
Yeah, that was a nice little curveball. And Richard's saying, I really don't want to hit the slider, but I might have to because it seems to be the pitch of choice.
1-2. McKinney off third base, and that one in the air to left. Peterson is there, and a real fine effort by Hess on the defense. No runs despite a leadoff double, 1 left on.
Brought to you by PNC. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Well, there's Austin Hayes, finally healthy. Shoulder problems in spring training, ankle problems. So, you know, the Orioles certainly saw a little bit of him at the end of the year last year. Good defensive player. You know, still learning, hit the breaking ball. But again, health is wealth. So getting back, getting his at-bats, and you can see what he's done off left-handed pitchers, 381, and maybe he will be one of the players that will come up and play. Hit another home run tonight as they get into the month of September when you can expand the rosters.
Chris Davis had a base hit his first time up, and he was left stranded. Just leading it off for the Orioles with Mancini and Beckham to follow. One-0 delivery. And the pitch inside. If Hayes isn't up here in September, that'll be a bigger story than the fact he is here. Only health, I would think, would keep him away from the big club on the call-up. 2-0 count. Davis with a full shift on against him. And we'll take the pitch inside. As has been true for the last 5 years, there's no player against whom the defenses shift more than they do against Chris Davis. He sees more shifts than any other player.
And that's because of the uppercut.
3-0 delivery, and that'll be a strike called. A big irony in that one is, in those cases where they don't shift, his average is actually lower. Hitting 154 when they don't shift. 168 when they do. 3-ball, 1 strike count. And that's going to be there, so he comes back on him, 3-2.
Well, I asked A.J. Hinch, who manages the Astros, I said, how do you determine? He said, well, we do chart pitchers, but we also look at the path of the bat. And if you have an uppercut swing, it's hard to hit a ground ball to the left side. And hence, you can see all the guys stacked on the right side of the field.
3-2 delivery on the way.
Yeah, that's what he did up in Toronto. You know, you maybe get one pitch to hit, it runs in, and then it catches the inside corner and comes right back with a hard slider. So this is pitching. And you get a hitter that's, you know, again, you know, he would rather have the ball out of the plate, so he's got to hurry, and he chases. But nice pitching.
So Chris Davis retired on the strikeout.
Yeah, first of the night.
Yep. Trey Mancini flied out to right field his first time up.
Yeah, look at that. Almost 40% swing and a miss.
That'll be fouled off outside of first base by Mancini. Trey, a red hot first 3 weeks almost of the month of August. He's cooled off a little bit since then, but has raised his average up to 236 after he had been flirting with that 200 mark way too long as far as he was concerned. In the air to left, down the line, curving, and it will be a foul ball, just barely.
Yeah, all over the fist. And again, he fights it off, and McKinney didn't know if it was going to fall, so he's written over there.
Trey is hitting 277 in the month of August. It's a dramatic change, and the numbers since the All-Star break have been right up there in that department.
All the home runs, hit number 18 last night. Batting average on balls and plays, it has come up dramatically. It's at 285. Last year it was 352. League average is right around 300. So trying to reach that point.
0-2, and he'll chase the breaking ball down. Strikeout number 2.
So we showed you what, 40%, almost what, 39.5 swing and miss on the slider or whatever it was, maybe 40. Here's another one. Perfect pitch. And the count 0-2, didn't need to throw a strike and didn't.
So there are 2 down for Beckham.
It was a great angle to show you what the good breaking ball down and away does to a right-handed hitter from a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Viola 2 down, nobody on, trying to retire the side in order for the first time. Beckham grounded out on a fine play made by Devin Travis at second base last time up. Well, the Orioles, as you would expect, are way up there in the whiff department. Numbers we had today. The Orioles are 3rd highest swing and miss. Almost 28% of their swings are misses. The only teams higher than that are the White Sox and the Phillies. 1-0 pitch on the way, took it, and it is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike count. 1-1, 2 down. Tim Beckham trying to get an inning going in a scoreless ball game where the pitchers have dominated early on. The 1-1 breaking ball, that's going to be taken as it'll bite the dust.
Yeah, I would have thought Philadelphia. I mean, they're 11th in the National Leagues. Maybe that's why they're 11th out of the 15 teams, because they swing and miss so much. I would have thought they'd been a little bit better offensively.
Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah.
Yep. With the wins they've put up. Padres, Rangers, the other two teams in the top 5. 2-1 delivery on the way. Must have fouled that one back. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Orioles. No runs, just 2 hits on the board for Toronto. Orioles have left 3 on base, all in scoring position in the game. Toronto's left 2, 1 in scoring position. Gaviglio a walk and 2 strikeouts. David Hess no walks, 4 strikeouts. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Now to go to third, knocked down Russell Martin.
Wow.
I can catch, I can play short, I can play third base for the 18th time. And when you put me there, I can do things like this. Woohoo! Moment. So you got a key situation, a big hitter at the plate, smoke up, got a runner in scoring position. Hess goes after him, gets that first strike, wanted him to chase on the fastball away, wouldn't do it. Off-speed pitch, misses by a lot, came back inside and then bounces one. Now you got a 3-2 count and you're going to get 1 foul ball, 2 foul balls on the 3-2, make it 3. Now watch where this pitch goes. Got the call. Maybe a little bit outside. Smoke thought so, but Hess got a big strikeout, and that would help in the inning. David Hess goes back to work here. First ball popped up first base side, and that's going to be back to the seats. Caleb over to take a look. Diaz at the plate. Diaz flied out to center field his first time up. 5-game hit streak for the Toronto shortstop. He leads Toronto in hits against the Orioles this year, 17. Comes back with a fastball inside.
Yeah, and the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. We've seen that.
18 RBIs since the All-Star break with a .298 average. Leibniz Diaz. And just missed inside, 2-1. Roster changes made by Toronto literally just before the game started. They made the announcements. John Gibbons Ball Club, like the Orioles, will have a lot of new faces around. They got a right-handed pitcher, Murphy Smith, selected to the active roster. He has not played in the majors. Right-handed pitcher Danny Barnes came back up from Buffalo. Right-hander Jake Patriska and right-hander Justin Schaefer were optioned to Buffalo. And Luis Santos was designated for assignment off the 40-man roster.
Yeah, Schaefer pitched 3 innings yesterday because Estrada didn't pitch well. So
this will be handled in center. Hendrick Mullins will move in to put it away. Diaz is retired. Oriole fans, the day after the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Enjoy the quality pizza you've come to expect from your locally owned and operated Papa John's. Out there in Legends Park, great chance to see those great structures, those statues that have been put up there when you come into the ballpark, out beyond the center field area. Wide strikeout on Russell Martin, flying out center field his first time up. A single by Maley in the 3rd inning and a leadoff double by McKinney in the 4th. The only 2 hits off Hess. In the air, left center field, stays up, long way back near the wall. It'll take a bounce off the bottom of it. Cedric Mullins will play it back in, and sliding in with a double is Martin.
Well, the double now in back-to-back innings, but not a leadoff double. High fastball that, of course, Martin. David Hess hasn't really seen him, but he's a great high ball hitter, and he gets one. You can see inside middle. And of course, in this park, but on a hot and humid night, you thought that ball might get out of here. It only missed by about a foot.
So a runner at second base and 1 away. Martin has had only 4 hits against the Orioles in 31 at bats. 4 hits. 2 of them have been home runs, 1 a double and a single. Here's Maley with 1 away. They'll hold the runner close. The arm moves in on him, and the slider will miss outside. Maley had a base hit his first time up. .294 hitter against the Orioles this year, and Toronto gets another opportunity with a runner in scoring position. They left one there in that 4th inning after the leadoff double. They went 0 for 3. 1-0 delivery to him will be outside.
Well, what he's been able to do as a backup catcher, or in this case because of Martin not playing as much, is with runners in scoring position at hitting 300. A little bit what Austin Romine has been able to do for the Yankees.
Done a great job with it.
Yeah, figure out a way to put it in play, figure out what you need to be able to do to play regularly but still be able to perform at this level.
2-0 count. Not a speedy runner at second, and another breaking ball away. Maley has career highs in runs, hits, doubles, RBIs, all largely because he's had more chances at the plate, as Jim said, than he'd had in past years.
And you're wondering if John Gibbons will give him the green light here. 3-0. Hess has been pitching well. Pretty much get him to look for a fastball. If he doesn't get it, take it.
And Travis on deck, who's not hitting. 3-0 delivery on the way, and it's outside. So there is the first walk surrendered by Hess. May have been a bit of a pitch around there.
In a sense, it probably was, Gary. But again, only giving up 2 hits, but both of them extra bases. So I was just to think that's instant pressure. You don't mind giving up the soft singles. But when they get the second in a 0-0 game or a 1-1 game, changes everything.
So here is Devin Travis. He popped out his first time up. And now he continues the struggle with a 1 for 26. Pitch on the way to him, and that will be away for a ball. Hess trying to get these guys to go after those pitches away to right-handers. Not there. Caleb Joseph wants to use one of his visits here, and he'll go out and have a word with him. See, that pitch count by Hess is up there, already at 75 pitches thrown.
Yeah, I think what Caleb is probably saying, let's try a little bit aggressive, but again, the fact you have, I mean, this is the second consecutive game. He's going into the middle or the late innings, 0-0. He knows he has to be perfect, and sometimes that gets you a tendency to maybe aim pitches instead of just throw them to the corners and take your chances.
1-0 count. Runners off first and second. Double play, of course, in order here. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to go to left field. That'll stay up. Peterson is there to put it away, and the runners got to stay where they are, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, it gets away with a high slider, and of course you got to know that. I mean, that's part of the reality that starting pitchers. And I think David's been around long enough to know, hey, that wasn't a great pitch, but a good result.
So the leadoff batter, Curtis Granderson, stands in. Granderson has flied out twice. .245 hitter in these situations for Toronto this year. Runners first and second. Breaking ball to Granderson is going to miss inside. Doesn't go after many first pitches. Not afraid to get behind in the count. Still hits. Among leadoff batters, he's number 1 in leadoff batters pitches per plate appearance, almost 4.5. 1-0 delivery by Hess. Another breaking ball that will be in there for a strike as it catches the corner. For Granderson, his 101st game against the Orioles. More than any other member of this Toronto team. He and Adam Jones, the two veterans on each ball club as far as games played against the opponent. Pickoff.
Yeah, if you went back and looked at Curtis Granderson, and of course he came up with the Tigers, but what, 40 or more home runs 2 years in a row for the Yankees. What, 2011, I think 2012. I mean, the hands were up behind his shoulders. So in his 37th year, swings a little shorter, or at least trying to get a little bit shorter.
Still has home run power. 1-1 delivery on the way to him, and a ground ball down to first, fair ball. It'll be handled by Davis. Another great job by Hess. No runs on a hit. 2 more left on base. Take a look at our Ram Do-Offs, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer, or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. Called. Where are they now? Well, remember Clay Buchholz in 07 threw a no-hitter against the Orioles, third pitcher since 1900 to pitch a no-hitter in his first or second major league start. It was his second, and then after 2 years of injuries, missed all of 17. He is back now with Arizona. 2.47 ERA, 12 starts on a first-place team. The comeback of Clay Buchholz, who said it's been 3 years in the making.
And he got hurt again early this year after getting off to a great start.
Yep.
But he always, anybody that ever got to see him pitch, remember when he threw the no-hitter, great stuff, bad windup, went back to the minor leagues, then great stuff, pretty good command, took forever. But he could pitch. And, you know, now he's a veteran guy. I mean, he's got Greinke. Look at him.
Yeah.
You know, his velocity's come down, but he can still pitch really well.
Great pickup for him. That's going to go to short off the bat of Nunez. Renato Nunez retired as Diaz makes the play on him. A pitch and an out. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something greater. Gary Thorne with Jim Palmer here at the ballpark. First of 3 against Toronto. Jays are 60 and 70. Orioles 37 and 94. Orioles have lost 8 ball games in a row, and trying to get out of that. Win by the Yankees, swept. It was the 5th 4-game series Orioles have been swept in this year. 0-1 pitch on the way. A little grounder that's going to go foul. Orioles now have been swept 17 times this year in series. And with that loss last night, it puts them on a pace for 116 losses. No one but no one. Last April would have been talking about that.
Yep.
And 0-2 count. Peterson with pretty much straight up D on him here, and the breaking ball is going to bounce out in front.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to some scouts that predicted 100 losses, and maybe that's because they saw him in September where the offense just became stagnant, went from 6 runs a game in August to 3 in September, and didn't do a lot of things well. Again, the lack of speed and so forth. But
left center field, Grichuk with plenty of time. 2 down. White Sox coming to Oriole Park September 14th through 16th, and on Sunday September 16th, first 20,000 fans 15 and over receive an Orioles replica BP cap presented by DAP. For tickets, Orioles.com.
yeah, even though the White Sox have won 7 out of the last 10 in a rebuilding year.
2 down, and a swing and a miss and an inside pitch to Caleb, who had a base hit his first time up. You're going to play in the postseason. You got to be on a roster by the final day of this month, or at the end of it. So that's why if there's going to be any flurry of trades, that's a reason why, even though you got to put guys through waivers, which most teams have done with every player they possibly can. The deals, if you want somebody to be available for postseason play, have to be completed before you start the last month. Right back to the mound. And Caleb will be retired in a 1-2-3 innings. That's 7 in a row that Gaviglio has set down. Tough pitching matchup.
Well, nothing ball game, and of course that's the way it stays because Diaz makes a great play. This will keep the Orioles from scoring a run. Travis to his left throws out Beckham, keeps the score at 0-0, and then right here no plays are routine in a 0-0 ball game. And then Russell Martin, we know he can catch. Well, he can play third. 19th time he's played third base, throws out Cedric the Entertainer Mullins trying to bunt his way on. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Looking to see when that home run he gave up, Hess to Morales, was in the 7th inning of that ball game.
We had 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs.
So it was just this kind of a game last time around against Toronto. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. McKenny had the best chance to score with that double in the 4th. Ended up stranded at third, 4 left.
Well, he's had 2 good at bats. You talked about what, 10 for 27, And with 3 home runs coming in, lined out to center, and then the double. And
he's an exciting player. I mean, he's a very aggressive hitter. Loves to go after pitches. He's got real good speed. They want to see just what he looks like in the outfield. Can play all 3 positions. Has played all 3 positions.
well, he looks like John Gibbons looking on, who left 8 straight years, and of course 2 tours of duty for the Jays. But he looks like Joey Wendell. That's the way he holds the bat, but he's got more power.
That one in the air to right field, right at him.
Take a look at our LifeBridge Health upcoming schedule, and the Blue Jays for the next 2, then off to Kansas City. Battle of the teams racing for the bottom, and again 3-game series there, and then the Orioles are off to Seattle. LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute turn to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. To schedule a appointment, call 410-601-PLAY.
So Morales still trying to make that mark of 8 consecutive ball games with a home run. He's at 7. 0-2 in this ball game. He has struck out and grounded out. So now he is 4 for 8 lifetime off Hess with the 1 home run.
You know, Gary, I mean, when you're trying to chase a record that only 3 guys have done, and you get the leadoff double from McKinney, and he tried to give himself up and just hit a ball to the right side. And you know, they've been reading. I mean, a lot of stuff been said about Morales because of this run, but they said he's unselfish. He's a great role model for the younger players, and again, he prepares himself as well as anybody. But pretty unselfish right there, just trying to hit a ball and get the runner over, which he did, and then Hess got the big strikeout of Smoke.
Other number for Morales. Those who hit the ball the hardest, guess what? You're looking at them. The hardest hit rate in 2018 belongs to Kendrys Morales. 3-0 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be up high. So Hess kind of working around a little bit. You can understand that. And in his 3rd plate appearance, he will be on with a walk.
Yeah, because he's, you know, he kind of clogs up the bases because he doesn't have a lot of speed. Now, obviously, you get in a 0-0 ball game, you get Smoke to the plate again for the 3rd time. And the numbers do go up dramatically off of David Hess. I mean, you know, start out at 235, good the first time, then 277, and then up over 300 at 322.
Smoke a strikeout victim twice, and both times called. Last at bat, 9 pitches.
Give him anything, any bunt to the left side's a base hit.
And that one he'll pull, get out in front of, and it'll be a foul ball. Nice catch. Gloved by a fan down the line.
That's why you bring the glove.
There you go.
Yes,
hey.
UMBC.
UMBC.
Got the caution hat on.
Yeah. Never thought that would happen, and Lord Almighty, here I am where the ball never comes. And an 0-1 count. Now you foul one off the other way, and the count will go to 0-2. So Hess, after the walk to Morales where he pitched around, is coming right at Smoke. Smoke has got the 0 for 8 now against Hess.
Yeah, 88 pitches, and the velocity's come down a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't pitch. It's just you better stay out of the middle of the plate. Done a nice job of that. Struck him out on a changeup that he thought was outside, probably a little bit off the plate.
0-2 delivery to him. He's worked inside outside pretty well in this ball game, keeping the hitters off balance.
Well, Gary, that's the type of slider that if you get on top of it and it has good tilt, and that did, the only thing Scope could do is hit a ground ball most likely into your defense, which is stacked over on that side of the plate. So it's you can see Caleb pointing, okay, right on the ground.
1-2 delivery on the way. Oh, mercy. 71 on that one, and had him way out in front.
Well, it's your Ephus pitch right here. I mean, look at this arm thing, and oh, yes. And then not only that, look where it ends up. Right on the outside corner.
5 strikeouts in the ball game for David Hess, and another big one. Strikeouts he's picked up in key situations. Smoke 2 of them. 4th inning. Runner over at 3rd base, 1 out. Struck Smoke out. Runner at 1st base here in the 5th. Struck him out. Grishik has struck out and flied out. 2 down. They will not hold the runner. And a foul back. Morales isn't going to go anywhere, so Davis gets the extra D flexibility by playing behind him. And Smoke going back. Guy who drives a lot of walks, does strike out a lot too, as we said, though. He's up to what, 132 Ks now, which will move him into the top 10 in strikeouts in the league. 0-1 count from Hess. Set up away. Pitch was in. Gets boxed. 1-1.
Yeah, another one of those curveballs. It wasn't my favorite pitch to a righty because we've seen how good the slider's been. Curveball's great to a lefty because the first thing you see is the catcher's glove. To the righty, the one that hangs down and in comes a double pitch or maybe a home run. And like I said, Gritchett with a home run yesterday on a hanging slider. I want to speed up the bat for him.
And that one up in the air. He again was out in front of that too at 80 miles an hour. These off-speed pitches that have been 72, 74, 80 have really had the hitters off balance. Great job by Hess in mixing those up. Roger McDowell, pitching coach, happy to see that, because you're talking about a 25-year-old right-hander who's really having to pitch, and that's what he's doing.
Right, and again, you go back to one of his outings against Texas where, 3 1/3 innings and 7 runs, and they made him look at all his films, and he was falling off the rubber, trying to maybe throw harder than he's capable of.
That ball's going to go down the line. Could be trouble for the Orioles. It is. Fortunately, Morales is not fleet of foot. He'll come to third, and he'll stop right there.
Now, almost any other runner on this baseball club of the Jays was going to score, but because that's why you pitch around him. 7 home runs in 7 consecutive games, and right here, there's the hanging slider, so it becomes a potential scorer, but he just doesn't run very well, and they know that.
This was not slowed down, by the way. So Morales ends up at third. Arjun McDowell ends up coming to the mound. Runners at second and third, 2 away, and Diaz will be coming to the plate. Castro up in the bullpen.
Yeah, 94 pitches now, and for David, well, his high 197 on a couple of occasions. 2 starts ago. Yeah, I don't think it was this hot though.
Oriole bullpen has not had a good August. At the highest ERA this month by any American League team since 1961.
Well, again, O'Day got hurt. Britton got traded. Brock got traded. Britton went to the Yankees. Brock went down to Atlanta, and so again, you got young guys. In a lot of cases, they pitch more innings or more reps than they have, and a lot of the guys still working on trying to command their stuff because their windups not as good as maybe they should, and the league is taking advantage of it.
Well, here's one of those big moments in a ball game. 2 down, 2 in scoring position. Diaz down to third, just missed. Both missed a hit and missed his lead runner, Morales.
Well, that's what I was talking about on the curveball, and of course he's kind of smiling because he did almost hit a line drive right at Morales, who's in foul territory, which is one of the things you do, but that's that curveball, and it's hard to perfectly spot to a righty.
All right, Diaz has flied to center field twice. Toronto's 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position so far. Scoreless ball game. 0-1. Comes back inside and will miss with it. Diaz, 5 RBIs against the Orioles on the season, and a chance to add to that. A base hit here would score a couple. Grishik, who got the doubles, got good speed out there at second base. Key moments in a ball game roll around, and one's arrived here. 1-1 delivery, and again with a great off-speed pitch.
Well, he's able to start it at the bottom of the strike zone, and Diaz, who's a very aggressive hitter, of course, a strong guy. I mean, he just waves at it. With the perfect pitch, because you got a good fastball hitter, you have a good high ball hitter, and you stay out of that zone. Now, can he do it again?
Diaz has struck out 47 times over 330 plate appearances. 1-2, 2 down, runners off second and third. Hess delivers, and he'll foul it away. Keep the at bat alive.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did, Gary. Well, you know, the Yankees come in here, they win 4 in a row. You look at Miguel and Duhar. I mean, for a young hitter, of course, Diaz has a little more experience. He was able to foul off the pitcher's pitches and then get a better pitch to hit. And that's, of course, that's what Diaz is trying to do. That was like the perfect slider.
Real good battle going on here. One and two. Going to move inside. Ground ball. Going to go to short. Back him up. And Hess gets out of it again. You saw Caleb Joseph before that pitch was thrown hard, saying, get that thing down and in here. And that's exactly what Hess did. Cricket smile. Solarte, Cashner.
Yeah, former teammates, I think, down in San Diego. And
if you think I'm interpreting that, you're in your mind. And no way. No way, buddy. And Hess has completed his job. And again, a tough one to leave unless the Orioles can pick up a run here in this half inning, because that would be to his credit.
Well, what did we talk about in the opening? You know, he's able to back-to-back start, pitch well, adjust, and he did, and then run support.
So Cedric Mullins at the top of the order will lead it off.
Well, let's see if
sacrifice and a ground ball out.
Let's see if he can entertain us right here. Cedric the Entertainer. That was his nickname over there.
Well earned.
Yeah.
With the speed, the defense, the bunt singles, line drive base hit into right field. And again had a bit of an advantage because Smoke, because of his bunting ability, it moved in, so there was a little larger hole there and he used it.
Yeah, and then he hits it real hard. So, you know, again, I mean, he hasn't stole any bases, but 102 miles per hour into right field off the bat. Not a lot of pitches from Gaviglio to actually hit, but that was one of them, and he didn't miss it. So now you have speed. Whether you're going to steal a base or whether you go first to third, first to home on a double.
See how VR will play it. In at third base will be Russell Martin. Smoke, of course, holding the bag. Good lead by Cedric Mullins. He does square and will take the pitch for a strike. VR has picked up a base hit. He bounced one hard off Gaviglio, the pitcher. Was called out. Call was reversed. He ended up with an infield single. Then he stole second and was stranded.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'd be given an out here the way the bullpen has been going, but you'd like to, you know, look for a pitch, hit it into right field, get him into scoring position.
Cedric Mullins goes back to the bag. Our league leaders brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. So the on base percentages here at home after the All-Star break have been good for the Orioles. Second only to the Rangers in the American League. Runner fakes a go. Each time VR is taking a look as though he's taking pitches here to give Mullins a chance to steal.
Man, that's what second place hitters have to do with a guy with speed leading off. I mean, boy, Tommy Davis, one of the great hitters, coming up with the Dodgers. He used to actually stand deeper in the box, so Maury Wills would have a better chance to steal bases farther for the catcher to throw. All those little nuances.
Martin way in at third base, runs up on it, takes the strike. Both times he squared around, he really didn't make any effort to put the ball down.
No.
So the count goes to 1-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure he really wants to be hitting in this count, but he gave him the first 2 strikes. And the other thing for Marty Foster, home plate umpire, when you make a bunt, you're out of the batter's box almost to a degree. There's no frame of reference. What's a ball and what's a strike?
Yep. Strike zone gets a little bigger. See if he runs here now. 1-2. Mullins not going, and he does bunt. Pushed it to third, and that's going to be a base hit. He pushed it hard enough that the charging Russell Martin had to reach behind him. And on a 2-strike count, he'll get a bunt single.
Yeah, and again, just get it down, and as it turns out, the spin. I mean, that's a tough angle. Martin he's going to come towards the pitcher. Now he's got to go to his right. And the minute that happens, I think the VR's going to beat it out anyway. So a 2-strike bunt.
So now the Orioles come right back with a great chance at an inning. 2 on, nobody out in the 6th. Adam Jones coming up. They will meet at the mound. Bullpen just moving around. And Maley doing the talking, the catcher. There is Barnes up in the pen. We just were talking about him being added to the roster today. The veteran Danny Barnes from Buffalo, up from Buffalo.
Yeah, he was on the DL, so he went back down for rehab, left knee tendonitis. So,
well, Adam Jones has had the chances in this ball game. First inning, runner on, 1 out, double play. Came up in the 3rd inning, runner in scoring position. Grounded out. There were 2 on. Now gets a chance with 2 on again here in the 6th inning. Nobody out.
Yeah, steady diet of sliders. And there's a sinker.
That's going to bounce, and the runners are going to move up.
Well, I know Maley's supposed to be a good defensive catcher, but he's got a couple of balls tonight that normally you would think he'd catch. He just stabs at that. I mean, that's a ball that's got to be blocked, and he tries to backhand the ball down and in.
Turn the glove the wrong way. Huh?
Yeah, it's almost like the movement fooled him.
Yeah.
So it's a big play in a 0-0 game.
And with nobody out, what a chance. Forces the infield to do nothing except at the corners.
Well, I think John Gibbons is saying, hey, well, listen, if we're going to get beat by 1 run, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll, try to keep 2 from scoring. So for Adam, anything other than maybe right back to Smoke at first, or the pitcher, probably going to get a run in. Mullins has great speed at third.
Left side will back up. The only one really in is Smoke at first, and the pitch will be taken away. Adam has hit into that double play, grounded out, 2 for 8. Lifetime off Gaviglio now. And the Orioles with a chance to get on the board here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. That's the sac fly line you're looking at. And right now, late in the ball game, anything to push one across would matter. 2-0 delivery on the way, and another bouncer. And Gaviglio not wanting anything to do with Adam here. It's 3-0, and you got Chris Davis on deck. And Gaviglio, even in this situation, they're going to intentionally walk him. So they're going to load him up to give themselves a chance at a double play. He was pitching around him, and John Gibbons said, hey, another wild pitch and a run scores. Let's get this over, get him down there. So the bases are loaded. Chris Davis coming up. There's nobody out. The infield will play it halfway. A really hard hit ball. He'll come home and try for the double play home to first with Mullins, VR, and Jones, the base runners.
Yeah, Gaviglio with what, 2 strikeouts, and they came in the 4th back to back. Chris came in 1 for 7 with 5 strikeouts. And now 6 out of 9 at bats.
Davis will take the pitch, and it'll be in there for a strike to him.
Yeah, and I'm sure John Gibbons is saying, you know what, maybe my young pitcher, even though he's 28, young and experience wise, can get a strikeout here and then Mancini to hit a double play ball. And that's why they pitched around Jonesy when it got to 2-0.
Chris is 2 for 7 with the bases loaded. Does not have a grand slam this year. 0-1 delivery on the way. Gaviglio's delivery is blocked. Maley
that time
down again.
Yeah. No way, that ball's getting by again.
Pete Walker watching, pitching coach. Bullpen is ready now if needed. Orioles this year. Opportunities with the bases loaded. They've had 38 of them. 2 grand slams. 10 for 38 in these situations as a team. The last one he got June 23. That ball is going to go to the hole. Knocked down. They'll get 1 and that's it, but they do get an out. That could be a very big play. The Orioles are on the board, a 1-0 lead. But if that ball goes through, 2 runs are going to score and there wouldn't have been an out recorded.
Yeah, and you're probably going to get runners at first and third too, because Jones will go all the way to third. So again, the shift's on. Look how far Travis. This is 2 plays tonight. Earlier on a ball Beckham hit, saved a run. Now he gets a run here, but well, you keep a runner, that second run here in the 6th from scoring.
Chris Davis will be credited with the RBI on the fielder's choice. So Davis gets number 45. Evan Travis, outstanding dive to get a hold of that. First and third, still only 1 away. Trey Mancini is struck out and flied out. Infield a double play depth, of course, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. So Gaviglio having a very long and difficult inning here, and the Orioles trying to make it a little more of each.
Yeah, very pitch efficient. I mean, it's still only 81, and only that 3rd inning did he have a pitch count over what is normal 16.
It's hard to believe he's thrown only 13 in this inning. The intentional walk helps that out. You don't have to throw those extra pitches. Mancini 1-0 count. Trey will take an off-speed breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, Trey, of course, against the East, you're going to play what, 72 games. Pretty good numbers. About 33 points higher than his average. A lot of home runs, RBIs.
Trey coming in hitting .294 against Toronto, by far best number he has had against an Eastern opponent. 1-1 delivery on the way. In the air, deep to right field, going back, warning track at the wall, and goodbye, home run! Trey Mancini comes through. A 3 RBI shot, and the Orioles have a 4-0 lead.
A little bit of 2017. Of course, that's what he did so well last year. 24 times. Power to the opposite field.
$19 home runs, 44 RBIs. As Trey Mancini delivers the long ball, and the Orioles break the ball game open for the moment.
And one of the first guys off the bench was David Hess. Yeah, so he gets through 6 innings, going to probably leave the game, and then all of a sudden he's got himself a 4-0 lead for the bullpen.
So the Orioles clear the bases via Mancini. Beckham has grounded out twice. Will take the pitch inside for a ball.
Well, take a look right here. I mean, it's not in. You can see where Bailey's sitting. Well, all night long, that sinker. He's been able to get it in on the righties, but not to Trey Mancini, and then he just hits it to the opposite field for a 3-run home run.
And Beckham will take it for a strike. Mancini now with 6 home runs in August, and he's had back-to-back ball games with homers. And this is the 3rd time this year that he has homered in back-to-back games. And Clarissa Chase, our Maryland lottery contestant, is real happy about that. $500 on the home run. Fouled off and a pitch down and into Beckham. So Mullins let it off with a base hit. VR with a 2-strike bunt single. Then after an intentional walk to Jones, Davis a fielder's choice RBI, and then the long ball by Trey Mancini. And the Orioles get a 4-0 lead. Beckham with a 1-ball 2-strike count, still only 1 away. Gaviglio has given up 17 home runs this year in 100 innings pitched. And the right-handers have hit 10 of those. Trey in that group. And the pitch taken away.
Yeah, you don't mind the solos, but the 3-run shots, especially in a game that was 1-0 at the time, boy, that changes the scoreboard in a hurry.
David Hess a chance to be a winner now. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be outside. And Gaviglio's had a lot of pressure pitches here in a couple of innings. And the tank looks like it may be running down there towards E. Pete Walker to the right. John Gibbons have had their bullpen up and ready. 3-2 delivery on the way. A chopper. He'll go to the bag himself and record the out. Well, last weekend, Players Weekend around Major League Baseball. Players showcasing their nicknames on the back of the jerseys. Former O's greats such as Demper, Steady Eddie, Boog, and Brooks are also in on the action. You can go to Orioles.com/auction to bid on these autographed Legends Players Weekend jerseys. All proceeds benefit the Maryland Food Bank. Bidding closes August 31st at 10 p.m. Go to Orioles.com/auctions. Who's smiling more broadly, the pitcher with a chance to win on the right, or the guy who gave him the chance with a home run on the left? Both of them.
Yes, equal opportunity smiles. And now David says, well, we need 9 outs, not by me, but by my bullpen.
I'm already out of the game.
My
so
beleaguered bullpen.
now let's go get him. 2 down, nobody on. Renato Nunez. He has flied out and grounded out. And the pitch will be in there for a strike to him.
Yeah, it's funny how you know, Gaviglio's actually pitched pretty well, but the Mullins hit, and then they don't defense the bunt so well. And of course, they had some sterling defense behind them early.
0-1 check. For the Orioles, their 160th home run. They are 8th in the American League in homers. And for the pitching staff of the Jays, that is the 170th home run allowed. John Gibbons Ball Club is 10th in home runs surrendered. 0-2 count. Nunez, Orioles 4 runs in, bottom half of the 6th. And the pitch will miss a little bit up high. Look back on that VR bunt with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
That was a big play. Big
Well,
play. He was
just
able
the
to
fact
get
that
it
he got it down, it didn't
Yeah.
have to be the quality that it did. As it turned out, it was right down the line. Martin, who's played well, third, couldn't come up with it.
Little blooper to right center field. Bermuda Triangle base hit. It'll be handled by Grishik, who will get it back in, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, John Gibbons. I mean, again, that's just right off the fist. Nice 2-strike swing by Nunez.
Toronto hoped he was going to be able to get through the inning, but gas tank is on empty, and he will be coming out. The big blow and the home run by Mancini. So a 4-0 lead for the Orioles, and the Jays go to the pen.
beat the Orioles 8-2 up in Toronto. They got a made run tonight, none. Actually, only the home run ball to Mancini, the big blow, 3-run home run. Now our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Barnes will come in. Regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run cleaner, longer. Jiffy Lube. Drive in today. Fastball, slider, changeup pitcher. And, so as we mentioned, coming off the disabled list, tendonitis of the knee, 60 games last year. This will be his 36th. Again, 93 changeup, you know, probably the secondary pitch, and get a little bit of a slider to go with it.
So Barnes back to major league action. Runner at first base. There are 2 down. And Danny Barnes' delivery will be up and in. The 8th Oriole to hit here in the 6th inning. Chase Peterson has grounded out and he has flied out. The Orioles now with 4 runs on 7 hits in the ball game. Barnes' delivery will miss inside, so he will fall behind 2-0.
Yeah, Barnes out of New York, went to Princeton 3 years. He played baseball at Princeton for 3 years. Studies in economics.
2-0 delivery. That's a fair ball down the line. It'll roll into foul territory. Nunez will head to third base. Bobby Dickerson's going to hold him up. Relay throw comes in. He fell down going around third trying to get back. Good call by Bobby because the relay came from Granderson in a hurry. And he shut him down when he saw that relay throw made successfully. And a double by Peterson.
Yeah, great angle right here, right over the bag. You hook it over the bag. You can see the first base umpire calling it fair. And here comes Curtis Granderson. You get a chance to see whether Nunez can run or not. Well, maybe not. And there's the fall. The way to get to the turf.
Fell as he put the brakes on.
Yeah.
So the Orioles will bat around. And a base hit here could really blow it open. Caleb Joseph is singled and he is grounded out. Peterson with the double. Barnes first batter faced. Caleb down to third base, backhanded by Russell Martin. He'll make the long toss over and will get the out. But the Orioles on the board. They do it in big style fashion. 4 runs highlighted by the 19th homer of the year, Trey Mancini. Mancini getting his 2nd against the Jays this year. 3 RBIs.
Again, it's been a while since he's won a game. Real good game in Toronto. But tonight, you know, again, can you pitch well back to back? Boy, does he. Big strikeouts, change up. That's the biggest one right there. Runner at second base. Actually, third base with only 1 out. Smoke strikes out. So a chance to win, depending on the bullpen. 1 pitch less than 100. And Miguel Castro comes on. And as Gary Thorne told you, he's kind of a beleaguered bullpen. In the month of August, 0-2 record with 23 base runners in 10 innings in the ERA. Not where you wanted it, over almost 12 runs a game. But it just seems like Gary, I mean, fastball, slider, changeup, that hasn't changed, but command's been a little bit off.
So we go to the 7th inning, and the pitch will be a strike on the outside corner. Martin leading it off. He has doubled and he has flied out. Castro's 6th game against the Jays, 7 runs, 9 hits in 5 innings against Castro this year by Toronto.
Well, his last game was Thursday, and again it was in the Hess ball game, and he gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, and didn't get anybody out. Yeah. Devin Travis with a home run. And again, the ability.
Ooh, got him on an 84.
Yeah, when he throws strikes, his stuff is good enough. I mean, but he can stay on top of his slider, and that's what he did right there. He could throw 93 to 99. You know, that's almost a slider that goes straight down, so you know that he's on top of it. One thing I think we can't forget, he's only 23 years old, still learning at this level. Nice pitch there to get Martin out.
That'll bring Maley up. Maley with a walk and a base hit. Then Devin Travis in the number 9 spot due up for the Jays, who had only 4 hits. They've left 4 in scoring position in this ball game. They've had a couple of opportunities, not many, as Hess really holding them down. Jays tonight 0 for 6, runners in scoring position. Backhanded Nunez running throw. Nice pick by Davis at first.
Yeah, got to it quickly, threw it on the run, and then of course if the throw's a little bit offline, which it wasn't, would have given Chris Davis a chance. So again, a lot of infielders will circle that ball a little bit, still learning the little nuances. Nice pickup by Chris Davis on the one hopper. And again, you circle a little bit easier angle to first base, but certainly made the play.
Corners getting the out. Pitch will be outside. 2 down, nobody on. Travis up. Castro with a chance for a quick inning. Devin Travis 0 for 2. He has popped out and flied out. Castro working quickly here in relief, and the pitch will be outside for a ball. Orioles trying to end their 8-game losing streak and to pick up just their 2nd win of the year against Toronto here in the first of 3. 2-0 pitch. That's a strike at the knees.
Yeah, Paul Fry getting loose for the Orioles, and of course it's the kind of lead where 2-0, you don't have to be fine, trust your stuff, and that's exactly what he did.
That ball broken bat. Davis, nice play. Chris down to get it. Only took 9 pitches to retire Toronto. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. Danny Barnes, who came on to finish up the last inning, will stay on and work here. Orioles' sixth inning started with a base hit by Mullins as he pulled one between first and second. All 9 Orioles would hit in the inning, getting 4 runs on 5 hits with a couple left on base. Cedric Mullins will take the pitch inside. So a base hit. He has sacrificed and he has grounded out. And a hard ground out play made by Russell Martin. First time up. Tough play that Martin made on him. 1-1 delivery on the way, off speed in for a strike.
Well, you talked about how important it was for Barnes, who came in and got Caleb Joseph out. If Caleb gets a base hit, it's 6-0. Inning goes on. I mean, that's what he did so well last year. At the second best inherited runner numbers in the American League.
Another chopper backhander. That's a nice play, and that's a good throw.
Well, I tell you what, you know, Martin could make that one bunt play. That wasn't because of lack of ability. I mean, watch this short hop. That's a tough play. And then watch this arm.
Catcher, of course, virtually all of his career, but injuries forced Toronto to have to move him into the infield, short, third.
No, that's that Donaldson injury. You know, they really miss him. You know, Tulowitzki, as you mentioned.
Devin's been out some. So it's Travis, so it's been tough. Pitch will be taken up. One of the big plays in the ball game. VR part of that last time up. He took pitches, faking a bunt in order to give Cedric Mullins a chance to steal. Mullins didn't. So with 2 strikes, VR laid down a bunt and got a base hit. And he tried to drive the ball right there down to third base because he's got Russell Martin in again on him in a 1-ball 1-strike count. VR came in with only 2 hits and 11 at bats against Toronto in the year. He's had 2 hits in this game. And the pitch will be taken away. So the Orioles did not win a ball game in Toronto on the season, losing all of them that were played there. 1-12 against the team. They've got games left here after this, 5 more against Toronto, all to be played here. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Barnes at 79 and a 2-ball 2-strike count. 2 managers wondering what next year will bring. John Gibbons not likely to be back if you believe the press in Toronto. Buck Showalter, who knows. 2-2 delivery, reaching and fouls it over the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the, you know, we saw it last year. John Farrell, 93 wins, let go. Alex Coras took him. Dusty Baker wins 97 games. David Martinez takes his place. You know, a lot of guys had pretty good success and they're not back. You know, Buck and John Gibbons are good managers. It's just, you want a different direction, if that, of course, happens. That's the way they usually
Nobody knows
verbalize
that?
it. Yeah.
No. Gibby was given assurances he'll be in Toronto for the remainder of the year. On the Buck Showalter side, there's been virtually nothing said. 3-2 delivery, and a breaking ball will miss outside, so Barnes will give up the walk here. And VR is on again, so 4 times up and 4 times on. It's only the 3rd walk, and one of those was intentional for the Orioles tonight. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the Leukemia Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. The O's have drawn 361 walks for a total of $18,050. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a more healthy and active lifestyle. Do part of that by walking through Legends Park. Adam Jones going after up and away at 92. Adam, the intentional walk his last time up, is hit into a double play, and he has grounded out. Orioles with a lead, batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. Orioles are 31-7 when they lead after 7. 31-7. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Hit fairly hard, so Granderson will get it in. Runner's going to try and go. Here's the relay. He's got in there. Underneath the tag, VR. He loves to run, and he kept right on going.
Well, he deked him. He stopped and then went. And Granderson, I mean, right here, he's going to, I mean, this is, you know, like you said, Tommy Hawks it right here. He slows down. I'm going to stop, and then puts it on. And meanwhile, Granderson, not the greatest throwing arm, but I think he just figures, okay, I'm going to second. Why wouldn't he? Well, because he knows how to run the bases. Pretty exciting play right there if you're trying to add offense and stop this 8-game losing streak.
And stayed on the bag. So VR, exciting and a big night for him. And the Orioles get runners on at first and third with only one down.
Well, it forces, I would imagine, Gibbons to bring his infield maybe in halfway, or they're going to play halfway because of in the scoreboard and runners at first and third.
Davis, an RBI on a fielder's choice his last time up, did score as well. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game. And the pitch to him will be taken up high for a ball. This is Murphy Smith added to the roster today. If he comes in, it will be his major league debut. Added pitching at AAA Buffalo. Chris Davis 1-0. Barnes delivery off speed pitch will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, it throws it almost 25% of the time, at least this year. So it's some back ends that counts, and again not overpowering. 91 to 93.
Orioles 2 for 7. Runners in scoring position tonight. Another chance here. Davis and a pitch down and away, fights it off.
Yeah, just trying to hit a fly ball to left. That would have got a run in.
Orioles 4 runs, 9 hits. 0-4-0 for Toronto. Buck Showalter's team putting up some numbers, and again, as we mentioned in the open, playing a little different style of baseball than Oriole fans have seen in the Buck Showalter years. He has been given some speed, and the players like Mullins, VR, Peterson, and he's using it, and they're using it. Pitch will be taken inside at 93, and the count goes to 2-2. Shift is on. The infield in halfway. 2-2 delivery to him.
Pretty good swing right there. There's your pitch to hit.
Yep.
To drive. See if he gets another one.
Barnes 2-2. Tantalizingly close, but he missed.
Well, that's where you try to go, and again you have uppercut swing. You got to hit this ball way out in front, and that ball apparently somewhere off the inside corner. The definitive, it was inside. Nice take there.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Timeout asked for as the defense shifts. Timeout asked for by the catcher. Maley, good call. He had his third baseman moving away. Forrest Gump down there at third. Jones over at first. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Run, Forrest, run. That's VR.
Okay.
Got to explain it.
You pointed that out.
And a swing and a miss down to second base. Running was Adam Jones.
Yes.
Davis on the K.
The 5th stolen base of the year. And Barnes goes to where, if you're going to try to get Chris Davis with the uppercut swing, you're going to try to stay up in the zone on the end part of the plate.
And Trey Mancini, big hand, the forward drive of the game.
Yeah, really turned the game around right here. He just took a fastball inside part of the plate, hit it to right center field, sails out of here. 1-0 becomes 4-0.
Protect my eyes. 2 down, 2 in scoring position. Another chance to really blow it open. Ford drive the game. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mancini home run number 19. 3 RBIs on that long ball. So he's got 2 homers against Toronto and 5 runs batted in this year. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1-0 delivery. Fair ball. He's going to get 2 more RBIs. The R will score. Jones will score. Mancini goes to second, and a 5 RBI game for Trey Mancini.
Well, Country Joe West, third base umpire, took him a little bit of a time to put the point down. I mean, right over the bag, and then he would eventually, great angle right here, and right there. There he goes. Sometimes you get turned around. Got it fair.
Right off the corner of the bag. So a big night for Trey Mancini. That ties his career high in RBIs in a ball game. He has now done it twice. 5 ribbies in 1 game. And that one really kind of blows the doors off it with a 6-0 lead now for the Orioles. And Tim Beckham. Beckham could easily have had a couple of hits in the ball game. He's 0 for 3. Devin Travis robbed him on 1. Russell Martin made a fine play on another, and the last one was a comebacker to the mound. 1-0 delivery, breaking ball in there for a strike. So with a 5 RBI ball game, Mancini gets up to 46 in runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's going to be a base hit. That'll score a run. Mancini the turn. Throw will come into second base by McKinney, and an RBI single for Beckham in a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and John Gibbons already out of the dugout. So Barnes comes back from AAA Buffalo with knee tendonitis, gets activated, and all of a sudden they get 3 runs off him here in the 7th. Got a little soft shot. And again, right, kind of up on the label of the bat, but gets it over the Diaz's shortstop head, and here comes Mancini. 7-0.
3 hits, a walk, a strikeout. In baseball history, in 1897, Washington Senators, they were in the National League. Roger made his major league debut, shutting out the St. Louis Browns 3-0. 18 years old at the time, but he didn't pitch. Instead, the Duke of Tralee switched to behind the plate and became a Hall of Fame catcher. And Jeff Kent, 2005, became the first player as a second baseman to hit 300 home runs. And for Bresnahan, there are the numbers that put him in the Hall of Fame. See, he was with the Orioles 01-02, World Series champion with the New York Giants, managed the Cardinals and the Cubs. Bresnahan, an outstanding receiver, moved from the mound to behind the plate.
And Murphy Smith, boy, has he been around. Age what, turned 32 a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact. So he comes up, major league debut. You know, but
this is the oldest Toronto Blue Jay player ever to make his major league debut. 2 down, and he's in the books. Pitch is in there for a strike, and there was genuine excitement in the Toronto clubhouse today. All the players know him from all the years that he has been in the minor leagues, and they genuinely, you could tell, I mean, really like him, and they were really excited. when they heard today he was going to be added to the roster. Pitch will be taken down low. He was a 13th round pick in 2009 Oakland. He's played 277 games in the minors with a very solid 3.0 ERA and a 3.59 this year. 26 games, 7 as a starter with AAA Buffalo. So he's made it to the majors with staying power to get there. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Nunez, ground ball will go to short. Diaz, and they'll get the out at second base. But the Orioles, they come across again. Mancini adding a couple of RBIs, and the Orioles 7-0.
All I do is work, all I do is get paid, yeah. Oh man, we get money all day. All I do is work, all I do is get paid, yeah. All I do is work, all I do is work. All I do is work, all I do is get paid, yeah. All I do is work, all I do is work. All I do is work, all I do is let me work. You think that you working, man, it's what they all say.
A Trey Mancini night at the ballpark here in a summer night at Camden Yards, and a 7-0 lead for the Orioles, who held the Jays to 0 on 4 hits.
And Paul Fry comes in. Boy, a lot of good numbers across the board. Did give up a couple of runs against the Yankees the other night, but again, inherited runners, really good. Fastball slider pitcher, only 2 of 23. That won't be the case here. And again, righties only hitting 209, lefties a little bit higher. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, doesn't walk a whole lot of batters. Makes you earn your way on, and anywhere from 90 to 93.
Oscar Hernandez is the pinch hitter. Outfielder.
Yeah, power guy, 18 home runs.
Pitch will be in there for a strike. He's in for Granderson. Give Curtis Granderson a breather with the club down 7-0. Top of the 8th inning. There's Granderson over there at an 0 for 3. That'll be inside out to right field for a base hit. Just the way he planned it. Just enough on it. And he heard what Jim said. Hit it where they ain't. Wee Willie Keeler. And he did. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price, $49.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer.
Well, you've been around good hitters. Doesn't it look like good hitters look around, see where everybody's playing, and then hit it where they're not?
Sure.
Yeah.
The key is how many people in this world can do that.
Well, that's.
Which I know. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's right. In the air towards center. Cedric coming. It'll be a base hit. So McKinney is on with a single, and there are runners on at first and second base to start the 8th inning. Orioles baseball on Mass and brought to you by WB Mason. Who has the name brand products you love at amazingly low prices? Who but WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Baltimore Orioles. And by Acura. Visit your Baltimore Annapolis Acura dealers for attractive lease offers during Acura's Summer of Performance sales event. So back-to-back singles to start the 8th inning. Morales, this may be his final chance to go for the tie the record of home runs in consecutive ball games. He's got 7. The record is 8. He has struck out, grounded out, and drawn a walk. And you would not think, with the score being what it is, that he's going to get another chance beyond this.
Well, the Orioles certainly hope that's not the case. Again, more home run power from the other side of the plate. Fry's only thrown 1 home run, but he's looking for outs.
Place down low, and the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, Castro came in and pitched the 7th for 9 pitches. So if you're Buck Showalter, you try to match up, even though you know they're probably going to pinch hit. But to their credit, Hernandez just serves one into right. Kenny serves one into center.
2-0 delivery and a big swing. I think also another reason Buck would think of moving Castro, could easily have come on and pitched another inning, but trying to get him to a point of feeling good about himself again. He has had some struggles, so he pitches 3, gets 3 big outs, 9 pitches, get him out of there, let him leave feeling like, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah, and it really doesn't matter. I mean, the way Paul Fry is normally pitched, whether you're righty or lefty.
That'll be a strike of the knees.
Grounder. Boy, that's a big pitch right there when you're trying to get back in the game, and easily could have been 3-1. That ball down around below the kneecaps.
Also has a 10-game hit streak that's on the line here with this one for Morales. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Toronto with runners on at first and second. Hernandez and McKinney. Good speed on the base pass. Smoke on deck. 2-2 pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss, down and in.
Yeah, boy, that 2-2 pitch, or the 2-1 pitch, it gets him back to, he can throw this pitch. This is a really good slider. The back heel slider, back foot slider, right, lefty to a right-handed hitter. Boy, some of the great pitchers over the years have been able to throw this pitch, whether they're starters or relievers.
So that'll bring Smoke, another switch hitter, to the plate against Fry. He's trying to avoid that old golden sombrero tonight. 3 Ks. And a breaking ball inside. He's had a little better average from this side of the plate, but the home run power is on the other side. Only 4 home runs hit right-handed.
Yeah, what a year he had last year with the 38 home runs, 31 hitting left-handed, but 331 batting average hitting right-handed. There's the moon.
Beautiful full moon. 1-0 count with 1 down. Somewhere up there's a golf ball still flying, hit by an astronaut. 1-0 count. Went outside with him and will miss. Smoke, Richard waiting on deck. Always a threat with a long ball, middle of this lineup for this Toronto team. So those runs that the Orioles were able to put on in the 7th inning, 3 runs, 3 hits, big factor in increasing the spread. That'll be fouled off the other way. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Fry getting a real shot out of that bullpen. Left-handers. Talk about pitchers not easy to come by anywhere, and left-handers even less so.
Well, traded for international money, so he's been a big addition.
2-1. Runners off first and second base. Nice stop made on the backhand by Caleb.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is, usually most lefties, if they can get lefties out, you're satisfied, but he gets righties out better than lefties. But boy, the last thing he wants to do here is walk Justin Smoke.
Three-one delivery on the way. Fly ball centered. Mullins, runner will tag at second. Hernandez will go. Throw will come into second base. So the out recorded on Smoke, and there are 2 down. This copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Orioles, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Go team, go. Now, buy some of that here, please. 2 down, runners on at first and third. 8th inning, Orioles up. Randall Grichuk to the plate, a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game. He now has a 4-game hit streak. And Fry looking to end the inning right here. He'll take a breaking ball for a strike. 15,436, 15,436, the announced attendance here on this Monday night. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Real summer night. And tomorrow's supposed to be just as warm, if not warmer. Check swing. It hit the bat, I think.
Yep. And then Caleb, or maybe the umpire.
0-2 count. Another pitch riding in. Grichuk couldn't get the bat out of the way.
Yeah, right in on his fist.
Foul ball makes it 0-2. Runners off first and third. Grichuk will take it and then see you later. Fry just froze him at the plate. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 2 are left on base. By T-Mobile.
Well, again, this is a nothing game. Hess is going to come out of the game. He's hoping for offense. And what does Mullen do? Single, and then right here, 2-strike bunt. Martin can't handle it and having a great defensive night. And then, boy, after Chris Davis drives in a run, Mancini, the 3-run home run to right center field makes it 4-0. The Orioles had another 3 runs to make it 7-0 here in bottom of the 8th inning.
And Hernandez will stay in the ball game to play in right field for Curtis Granderson, for whom he pinch hit. And the Orioles bat here in the 8th inning. Pitch will be taken up for a ball. Chase Peterson at the plate. Peterson a double, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Joseph, then Mullins will be due up for the Orioles. 2 big innings in this game. Mancini highlighting both. Michael Givens will get ready for the O's. 6th inning, 4 runs, 5 hits. 7th inning, 3 runs, 3 hits. Batted around in the 6th and sent 7 to the plate in inning number 7. 1-1 pitch will be foul back and out of play. Right back with you tomorrow. Game 2, 6:30, O's Extra. 7 o'clock for the ball game. Chance for Oriole fans to get a look, we believe, at Josh Rogers. He's scheduled to make the start. Will be called up from the minors if all stays as predicted.
Yeah, you look at some of the young pitchers, and then of course you have a 40-man roster, and Josh Rogers will have to be added. So he's a guy that, again, you would, if you have a spot on your 40-man roster, you put him on there because you're going to have to protect him in the offseason anyway. There are some young minor league guys that you're going, well, like Keegan Aiken, you go, it doesn't have to be protected, so might preclude him from coming up and pitching in September.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that'll be in the air left field. Hit hard, going back near the warning track, near the wall, reaching, and a nice catch. McKinney.
Yeah, he makes it look pretty easy, doesn't he? Because he's got good speed, good instincts. And again, there's a tendency you run out of room. This park's so small. Yeah, Jace Peterson hit it hard.
Line drive to left. Billy McKinney hauled it in. And Smith will work against Caleb Joseph. The base hit. 1 for 3. Caleb will take the pitch inside for a ball. Smith out of Nashua, New Hampshire, and had a chance to play all the way up through the minors, including in New Hampshire in the Eastern League for 3 different seasons. 1-0 delivery, and that one's going to be up. He went to Binghamton University in upstate New York. Beautiful area. Was one of the conference's leading pitchers, picked up by Oakland, signed by Toronto in 2015 as a free agent.
Yeah, over 1,000 innings in the minor leagues. Kind of equal, equal as far as what games started and in and out of the bullpen. Is it
10th year in the minors this year? Pete Walker, very familiar with him. Spring training, but first chance at the majors. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Down to third. That is a fair ball. Russell Martin.
Wow. It looks like he's played third his whole life. You know, he gets to it so quickly, and again, you can't be as good a defensive catcher if you're as Russell Martin as if you don't have quick feet, and then you don't have balance. You could see it right there, and then a laser across the diamond. A little bit off the fist, so he's able to get to it pretty quickly, and then different angle, obviously, from third, short.
Yep, really a really great job for them. It's his 4th year with Toronto. Veteran ball player, someone who has been a catcher and is 35 years old, to still have the ability to move that way with those knees as flexible as they are after all those times catching is pretty amazing.
Well, he catches sideways. He plays third base a little bit sideways.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
little grounder will go to second base. Cedric Mullins is retired. So 4 batters faced, 4 outs recorded for Smith in his major league debut. 3 outs away from an Orioles win. Adam Jones, amazing Orioles RBI player, and the teams that won the inner city programs. The champs being honored, the Baltimore Rattlers, the Essex Hitmen, the Hamden Huns, and the Adrico Lady Eagles. And it was Hartley Hartman selected as the Adam Jones amazing Orioles RBI player throughout the first pitch, the ceremonial first pitch. Orioles donating 1,000 tickets to the RBI teams for the ball game tonight. Program very much supported by Adam Jones.
Yeah, great to see. Yeah, the Hamden Huns.
I love that. It's one of my favorite days in Baltimore is when they have the Hun days in Hamden. And all of the waitresses who work there, they get the big beehive hair going. And oh, it's great. It's just great.
So Michael Givens, not a save situation, but he's kind of become the closer. Great stuff. Yeah, a tough month of July where he went 0-5.
And first pitch will be a base hit into center field. As Diaz got one to hit, and he didn't miss it. Diaz got a 6-game hit streak now, picking up the base hit to lead off the top of the 9th inning.
Yeah, all the times in a 0-0 ball game, he would have been really a difference making, couldn't get a hit. They're here able to get it on a fastball down the middle.
So Givens with that big lead, and to throw strikes. Russell Martin a double. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. And we'll take the pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Martin 2 for 5 with a home run off Givens. Hit number 7 for the Jays, but they've not scored a run. Orioles with 11 hits in the ball game.
Well, if they end up losing this game, they'll be what, 12-12 in the month of August. They come in winning 5 of their last 6 games. 10 below 500. Looks like they had a good start this year. What, they started out I think last year at 8-15. This year 15-10 in the month of April.
I think they'll actually fall below it. I think they'll be 12-13 with a loss here for August. Came in at 12-12.
Well, then they will.
They will be below, yeah.
Sorry, John. Sorry about that record.
Oh well. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, there's a good slider. Yeah, the perfect slider. You know, you throw 93, 94, and then you start it right on the corner, run it off the corner, strike the ball.
So Givens gets the first out of the 9th needed. Merely the catcher. Single walk and a ground ball out in the air to right. Adam. 2 down. Orioles baseball on Masson brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. So the Orioles will pick up their 38th win. Their 2nd in 14 games against Toronto. The winner is going to be Hess. An outstanding job. 3 runs, 8 hits. 3 and 8 rather his record. He gave up no runs on 4 hits in the ball game over 6 innings.
Well, just think your last win, even though you pitched well now 4 straight times, is back in the 25th of May. So this is a big win. I mean, he, you know, for a young kid who, you know, I mean, really made some great pitches. I mean, that's like 4 straight games where he's pitched, not thrown. Something he's going to have to do.
Gaviglio will take the loss. He will be 3 and 7. Ground ball to short. Beckham will go to first, and the Orioles have won. Great job done, the staff. Castro an inning, nothing. Fry an inning, couple of hits. Now Givens comes on, works an inning, just 1 hit. And the Orioles open up this 3-game set with a 7-0 win. 6th shutout the Orioles have as a team, and the 8th time Toronto has been shut out this year.